I want to tell you a story. I want to share with you a personal story of my own in my life. And it happened in Athens, Greece. I used to live there for 2 decades. And I want to share this story with you because it really did change my life, at least my artistic life. Okay. Certainly didn't make me any, any richer. Not yet. But anyway, the thing is, it changed me entirely. Totally. Absolutely. I turned a new leaf. There was a beginning to it. There was an anticipation. It all started at an artists' meeting in Athens, Greece, 2010. The artists involved were me and 2 other visual artists, plus a photographer. We were determined about something. It was exciting. The air was bristling with electricity. We were all friends from a little while past. And, but we just would go out for coffee and shoot the news. And, yeah, shoot the news. And, but that was all we used to do, and maybe share opinions, artistic opinions, back and forth, go to each other's studios and have coffee and then do critiques on art that we had individually done and so forth. So we were like a little group of artists that just were friends. But this time around it was a little different. I guess we'd been friends long enough to realize that, hey, we could create something together. We could make something. Maybe an art movement of some kind, we said. And we laughed about it. Didn't take it too serious in the beginning. And so the spirit of the day when we got together was different than all the other days. There was something in the air. We were a little bit restless. We wanted something more from our meetings than just, hey, let's meet as a group of artists and have a coffee, you know, shoot the news, and go home. We were tired of that. I guess we were kind of tired of that. We wanted something more from ourselves. We were all talented people. Why couldn't we do something together? You know, like a group. It was all about creating a new art movement, kind of, or about banding together as a group, which could be called Boom. We actually had a name like Boom for our movement. Think about that. At first, we just joked about it, of course, kicking the idea around like a harmless toy. But I insisted that we get a bit serious and give ourselves a goal, finally. I said. They all looked at me kind of funny and said, aren't you getting a little serious about this? I mean, all right, we are a group, we're a group of artists, but what can we really contribute to the world of art, John? They said, what movement? What style? I mean, we've all got our own styles and our own themes, and nothing really matches. A group usually is doing something similar, kind of, but we're not, and how can we? And I said to them, well, that could be the new movement. The variety in the movement. And the chemistry of that movement. That could be something. That could be the new movement itself. It doesn't have to be something similar. It could be something totally, because of the differences between us all, that could be what attracts people to us. Well, they immediately got excited. It was all right, it was okay. I thought about that too, and I thought about a lot of other things we said. We all got excited, maybe overly excited because of some wine we had. And but something happened along the way, and I just sort of, I don't know, I just sort of blurted out, "Hey, why don't we put a vote to it?" And they said, "Well, what do you mean?" "Well, look, come on, let's to start a movement. You've got to start with one theme that's similar. All of us will do the same theme, and that's starting a movement because everybody is doing it with their interpretation, and we will be considered to be the movement of variety, the movement of differences, not similarities. And that's what will be our signature. We'll be known for that." And they said, "Oh, okay, well, that's not a bad idea. A common theme." Of course, each artist would express the theme differently, but that would be the attraction. And then we would introduce these new paintings in our movement to the public in an exhibition called by the name of the theme, which we would choose in a lottery. So a lottery came up. The idea of a lottery came up. Okay, so they immediately got excited about that and wanted to begin right away by finding the theme. We came up with a hat. We proceeded to write down themes on little pieces of paper and put them in the hat, filled the hat and stirred it around. And I don't remember who it was. I think it was the abstract artist, George, that brought out the paper and called out the word protokosmo. Protokosmo. In Greek, it means the first time, the first world. I could still hear it ringing in my ears and remember the goosebumps all over my body. We were challenged to do a painting of man in the beginning of the first civilization. Then I said, "What a theme!" I was so excited. I was impressed by the sound and inspired by the portent of its challenge. I bathed myself in the word. Let it sink into me and take over. I don't know how it was for the others, but I remember having an epiphany. An inspiration. I could see it all right in front of me. A blueprint of what it was going to be, what Protokosmo painting was going to be. And I could see how big it was going to be. 8 meters long and 150 centimeters high. I felt so I've never felt so sure of anything in years as at that moment. I was totally taken. Me and one other painter was kind of like excited about it. The others, though, I don't know. They didn't even seem to dance. They didn't get excited at all. They just said, "Okay, Protokosmo, okay, that's one idea. We'll try and see what we can do." But I was dancing. I was dancing from happiness, from having discovered something that would keep me busy for another year of intense creativity. This was a challenge, the challenge of my life, to do a painting mural size on life itself. So, I understood from the beginning. It was a given that I would not stop painting this painting till I created a masterpiece. I set myself a task much more seriously than the others. I was standing on my spot. My moment had come. I felt now so immediate that I got frightened. The present was charged with momentous responsibility, and so it was to be a momentous work of art.